Tonight from Fernwood, Fernwood Tonight, coming to you live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Gimbel. Tonight, Barth's guest will be 15-year-old Penny Dunbar, Fernwood's answer to Romania. Mr. William W.D. Bud Prize, Fernwood's ambassador at large. Dr. Richard Osgood with an idea on saving money by being sick. And Happy Kine and the Mirth Makers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now your host and mine, Mr. Barth Gimbel.
Thank you. Whoa. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wowee. Hey, you're getting pretty close on that, Hap. It's good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the show that has the whole town saying, have you seen Fernwood tonight? You have? Hey, isn't it wonderful? Yeah, I think so, too. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye. You know, I think by this time you really don't even need me up here saying, it's going to be a really great show tonight. That's why we have Jerry.
It's going to be a really great show tonight, Barth.
Okay, thanks, Jer. You know, the phone has been pretty much just jumping off the hook upstairs in the offices.
So I understand. I could hear it down in my dressing room.
Oh, people are just calling all over the place, and we're going to have to get another phone, you know, because we got to call out every now and then.
That's right.
I'd like to get one of my own. I think that might be in the cards. Anyway, they've been calling mostly about a couple of shows we did last week, that investigation of corporal punishment in the city's high schools. We had a couple of teenage girls on here, and we were demonstrating the proper art of corporal punishment and exactly what it is, and showing the relative harmlessness of it, I think, and putting people's hearts at ease and their minds at ease as well, the people that have both. And we had a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of you saw it even, and for those of you who did, it was pretty memorable. And for those of you who missed it, well, that's, as they say, just tough darts. So we won't be repeating it. And
I can still close my eyes and picture that spanking because it was a memorable show.
It certainly was. What I'd like to do is just get right on with the show right now. As I say, or you said, we have a great show.
Quite a show lined up for tonight. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Well, it started right now. In fact,
got a box
few minutes
for
ago.
it.
That's great. We're here together. We're going to go right now with Rocket to Stardom.
So you wanna be famous, your chance has come. Now you're on Rocket to Stardom.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good. It's nice to be on a new track here. Our first guest is the youngest of the Dunbar sisters. Her name is Peggy Dunbar. She's only 15 years old, and her talent is gymnastics. She's the regional champion here in the Fernwood area. I think you knew that.
Yes.
And I think you could pretty much put the name Peggy Dunbar and Nadia Comaneci in the same sentence.
Unfortunately, a lot of people can't even put the name Nadia Donamici in one sentence.
It's not Don Amici, that's an actor. It's Comaneci.
Right.
Okay, Jerry? I'll take care of this from now on. Nevertheless, Mrs. Dunbar has taken her ability as a manager and put that in there along with her daughter's gymnastic ability, along with Happy Kine the Mirth Maker's musical ability, and they put together a little liability that we like to call putting gymnastic to music. Here is Penny Dunbar.
I think what we're proving here tonight, Barth, is that what goes up doesn't necessarily have to come down.
We'll be right back after this message.
Hold on.
You got it, Hap. Here we are back with myself, most importantly, Jerry Hubbard, Happy Kine in the orchestra, and Peggy, or is it Penny, or as she prefers, Donna Dunbar, up stuck in the ceiling. And of course, this man over here is my father, the security guard, who's going to be trying to get her down, and he's using his unbelievably stupid dog, Louie.
We got an emergency, Louie. We got a girl stuck way up in the rafters. And you gotta go up and get her, my boy. Way up there, precious. Look up, Angel. See her up there. Can you make some kind of a noise to get his attention up there? Please, no, up. Do you want to sit up, Angel? Could you see it if you sit up a little higher? Maybe you could see her then. Here we go. No, baby, just sit up, precious. There we go. Here we go, Angel. Come on, stiffen up a little boy. Come on, my baby boy. Here we go. She's up there. Louie, up here, precious. Good boy. Now he's got it. No. Wait a minute. Better get on the ladder, Angel. Can you get on the ladder? Good boy. He'll get there in just a minute.
Yeah, Dad, I'm sure.
On.
Dad, why don't you go get the fire department and go get the fire department.
The fire department, he'll get him.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Okay,
Come on, Louie.
Okay, get a good taxidermist while you're out. Oh, boy.
You know, it must be just heartbreaking for a young girl like that to be making her television debut and end up there on the ceiling and the broken lights. You just wonder how some other famous women would have reacted or overcome that if this had been their first unlucky break. Could you picture someone like Brenda Lee up there, or Joey Heatherton, or Connie Francis?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to imagine, Jerry.
Or Betty Davis? Or a famous woman like Eleanor Roosevelt?
Yeah, be tough.
Or Barbara Walters?
Sure, there's yeah.
Or Mrs. Jimmy Carter?
Sure, Lily.
Or Dr. Renee Richards?
Sure, okay. Speaking of doctors, Jerry, our next guest has been on the show before. He's a physician, a medical physician, actually, and a doctor, and a researcher, a lecturer, and lately he's a very well-known author. Last time I was here, he uncovered quite a can of worms, as they say, when he proved conclusively that leisure suits do, in fact, cause cancer, and we had quite an interesting talk about that, and it certainly changed our wearing habits. I know it certainly changed yours, not your taste, but your material. Let's welcome him again, okay? Please welcome Dr. Richard Osgood. Well, I feel pretty good, and that's kind of a funny question. Thank you. I understand you got a little bit of a beef. What is it?
Well, I'd just like to say, first of all, though, that I think I'm speaking for the vast majority of my colleagues that are just basically too chicken to beef themselves.
Too chicken to beef. Too chicken to beef. What a lovely phrase. You know what I always admire about professional people, the way they use words. It shows the value of an education when a man like you can use two names of barnyard animals, juxtaposing them in a sentence like that. Chicken to beef. It's...
Does he have to be here?
It's okay. Just go on.
It's a lovely phrase, though. I just like it.
Yeah, it's terrific. Let's just go on.
As I was saying, I think that doctors, physicians in general, have a very difficult position. Anytime they complain, immediately they get in trouble. People scream malpractice, and it's not unusual for a doctor to feel that he's being put upon, really, that his time is being monopolized by people who aren't really sick, people who are just faking, people who basically are too poor to pay the kind of big bucks that the physician deserves, rightfully so. After
I understand. What you're saying, basically, in short, then, is that doctors are capable of getting sick, and at this point, doctors are getting sick of people who are sick, and especially people who can't pay those medical bills.
And it just seems to me that what I did was I thought that there must be a way around this kind of, how shall I put it, semi-sick individual.
Okay, and you do have a solution to this
Yes, I do. We have come up with the No Frills Hospital. Would you like to look at that?
Yes. May I keep this?
No, I'm sorry, you can't keep it, but...
Oh, okay, fine. I'll just look at it while we're here, then.
Right. It's a hospital that basically our motto is let them do it themselves.
They're going to do it, all their medical treatment by themselves with no medical training.
Why not? They got sick without medical training.
Yeah, like I don't need any help in training to learn to clog up my drains, kind of thing.
There's no reason why a mild heart attack victim can't give himself a sponge bath, for example.
Sure. Give him the sponge.
Give him the sponge. Oh, we supply all that equipment.
Okay.
That is there. The patient does not need to bring his own sponge.
What about the big stuff? What about stuff like surgery? Now, is there any way a person can make some cuts in what they're spending there?
Yes. We have come up with the semi-private surgery room. Now, I'm sure that if you've ever been to a hospital, you probably didn't have a private room, did you? You had a semi-private.
Kidding me? They were a fortune.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why should not that then extend to the operating room procedure itself? We have, well, I hesitate to call them doctors. They are trainee doctors. They're medical students. And they know the basic operations, though. They're quite good at them. And what we do is have 2 beds. You see, yes, it's all there. It's all there. We have the 2 beds side by side, and we bring in 2 patients who have the same thing wrong with them. Then that way, this doctor trainee, like I can't use the word doctor alone because the lawyers go crazy, but the doctor then performs one incision, turns right to the next patient, performs the next incision, and this whole procedure is under the absolute eagle-eyed supervision of a registered nurse via closed-circuit television.
Sure.
And a real
Just in case anything goes wrong.
Something goes wrong.
Sure.
A real doctor is always within 5-10 minutes earshot. They have beeper phones that they carry. There's a little one. Yeah, right. He can be playing golf or anything really. And
these students are medical students too, so they're in the ballpark, as it were.
Yes,
They're not.
most of them.
Absolutely.
Didn't bring an engineering student or someone who's looking for a part-time job.
Exactly.
Well, now I wouldn't rule out engineering students. Some of them are quite brilliant.
Yeah.
And if they want to earn an extra, you know.
What other things do you have in this no-frills?
We invite the patient to select his own anesthetic substitute. And you bypass the whole anesthesiology procedure. Bourbon is very popular.
Okay, what else does the no-frills plan offer us?
Well, we have a lovely used flower shop.
Sure.
And, of course, the visitor. We have to charge per visitor on the nurse plan. Yeah. Because a visitor requires supervision, they get into things, they can't be trusted, and a real good way to save a lot of money is to have no visitors at all.
None.
And absolutely none. And really, when it gets right down to it, who wants to visit a sick person anyway in a hospital? It's depressing. I hate to make sweeping generalizations, but as a group, the infirm are not a lot of fun to be around.
Absolutely.
They look weird, they usually have bad breath. And to someone who is healthy, it's a real drag.
An utter bummer. Now, if people are interested in this no-frills hospitalization plan, they should contact you directly.
Oh, no, please, please. I've had my fill of these people. Unless they have a disease that they feel would be of genuine interest to a major publishing house. Just call the hospital and they can sign up for it there. See, I'm really trying to phase myself out of this aspect of the business and devote more time to writing.
Well, I certainly thank you for sharing your plan with us, Dr. Osgood. Once again, it's always been a thrill.
Thank you.
And we'd hope to have you come back some other time.
Yeah.
And maybe while we're waiting here for the firemen to come and get Peggy or Penny or Donna Dunbar down from the lights, we'll just pause for this message. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Thanks, Hap. Nice try. Here we are back with these 2 guys, and of course, young Debbie. No, it's not Debbie. It's Penny, or is it Peggy, or is it Donna? Okay, up there in the rafters. You know, a lot of people really want to get their name up in lights. You've done a lot more than that, haven't you, Peggy, Penny, Donna? Don't worry, sweetheart. Are you okay up there? Just nod. You'll be down here quicker than you can say, I'm suing. All right? Our next guest comes to us direct from City Hall. He's been appointed by the mayor to head up a special committee on the conservation of energy. At least he says he has. Would you welcome, please, the mayor's special energy assistant, Mr. William W.D. Bud Prize.
You can call me Tom.
Okay, Tom.
Welcome then, Tom. It's about time someone did something about energy and stopped talking about it.
I'll tell the world.
Well, we
Show a
hope you
little
do.
energy.
That's why you're
exactly.
here.
Mr. Prize, what is your mayor's council, your committee, all about?
Well, His Honor the Mayor, Honorable Mayor Jeter, has instituted and inaugurated a blue ribbon panel of people that's interested, citizens, in looking into the various usages, wastages, and mostly, of course, most important, conservatage of the energy resources of Fernwood.
I see. Now, who exactly is on that committee?
Well, there's me. There's Virgil Sims. He's down at the filling station.
Oh, yes.
Well, we've been think tanking, kicking a lot of ideas around down there.
Two heads are better than one, I'd imagine, in that case. I mean, you and Virgil.
Oh, you mean Virgil?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't catch it. Of course, time is, as they say, of the essence, and we've been just mostly subsisting on what comes out of Virgil's vending machines down there at the filling station.
Sure, the gum, the candy, the Coke. We
Yeah,
can say
that's-
Coke, can't we? It's a brand name. Who cares?
That's just about been it now for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. You know, we've been kicking around these ideas.
Like what sort of idea?
Well, for example, there's a tremendous lot of wastage of oil in the heatage of your hot water for your bathing.
Okay.
Now, here's what I have to say about that. Why not use your same batch of hot water for more than one usage at a time?
Mm-hmm. Let's take showering now. What would you do there?
When you take your shower, you see, what you would do is you'd take your soiled dishes in there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Your breakfast, luncheon, or your dinner dishes.
Depending on which ones were dirty at the time.
That's exactly correct. Or the time at which you're taking your shower.
Right.
You'd lay around them dishes around the periphery of your shower pan in this fashion
Oh, we
here.
have pictures here. Can we get on that? All right, we're on number 2 here. Getting a glare there?
Just in this fashion here. And as you're soaping, lathering, and wrenching your body off, you'll be soaping, lathering, and wrenching them dishes off.
Absolutely.
Now,
Of course, that doesn't help you much if you take a bath, does it? You don't want to be sitting in a tub of cold bath water with yesterday's lamb chops floating by your nose, do you? That grease congealing around your body, if I have to get out and take a shower, we'll use more energy than it was worth to save in the first place.
Yeah, it's not a very pretty picture, Jerry.
No.
That's probably why neither Bud or I brought it up.
Yeah. I think you did the right thing, too.
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of cat hair on this suit. Anyway, I'd like to take it one step further along. When you step into your shower with your dishes, why not put yourself on 3-4 layers of clothing? And then what you could do, you see, is you could soap and lather yourself, wrench that off, and discard that item of clothing.
Sure.
Soap up, wrench off, discard that item of clothing. Soap up, wrench off, discard that item of clothing. Soap up, wrench off, discard that item of clothing.
Yeah.
Then you're down to your bare naked skin. Soap that up, wrench that off, and then step out and towel yourself dry.
And
Of
a
course,
lot
you're
of
saving
things.
on soap, too, because it's working through the weave of the fabric
course
with
you
each
are.
layer you take off.
Of
And,
course
of course,
you
it takes
are.
energy to make soap.
See, these
course
things,
you are.
as the two of them put their heads together, and it's a think tank, a lot of ideas that are there, but we don't think. For another thing, why not, when you step out of that shower, turn the water off? Why leave that water running?
There you are.
And over a 24-hour period, that is considerable water conservation.
If just 1 people in 10 did it.
There's the young man using his noodle.
It certainly makes more sense than that old
Okay.
chestnut taking a shower with a friend, doesn't it? Thank you very much. I think this has told people an awful lot of things they really
I
want to know.
sincerely
need to
hope
know.
so. We're going to slap a patent on some of these ideas and send them into Cincinnati, Chicago, such cities as that.
Okay, there's one other thing I'm sure people are dying to talk to you about, but we've run out of time right now, and maybe we can get back, talk about it a little bit
What's that?
later. We'll be right back after this word. We're back with Dr. Richard Osgood, Mr. Prize here, another prize over here, and myself. And we were running short on time before. Bud, or Tom, as you prefer, I would like to ask you. Oh, almost forgot about the lovely Dunbar girl. This apparatus on your chin, I didn't really notice it until the makeup wore off a little bit, and...
Oh, my Lord.
What is that?
I never think of it.
Is that energy saving?
I've been wearing it for 3 years now. Do you remember me?
Yes, I'm afraid I do.
This is Dr. Osgood. I just want
Sure.
to tell you that this is the man that told me that I had terminal underbite. Terminal. That there was nothing that could be done for my underbite problem. Now, I want you to know I went to, yes, I did. I went to a chinodontist, and this man is a specialist, does nothing but chin and jaw, and this is the man that put this device on me that is this is jamming my jaw back in my skull.
So what we're seeing right now is a darn sight better than 3 years ago.
Well, you should have seen me. Remember me 3 years ago?
Wow.
You do, don't you? He couldn't do a thing, wouldn't give me no medication. Never. At night, I put an ordinary, common, everyday mousetrap here. On each side. That gives you a little more tension, and that's when you really do your important work in bringing your jaw back.
Sure, the bones are resting.
This man, I want to tell you, this man did work for people in Hollywood, names of which would stagger your imagination.
Is that right? All over my people. That's about it. So long, Donna Dunbar,
Well,
Dr. Richard Osgood, Bud, Tom Price, Jerry Hubbard. I'm Barth Gimbel. See you tomorrow night.
Also appearing on tonight's show were Robin Polay as Penny Dunbar, Craig Richard Nelson as Dr. Richard Osgood, Kenneth Mars as William W.D. Bud Prize, and Louis as Louis.